Eu deixei ele rodando 10 reais com o link errado. Ontem ele tava jogando futebol, aí eu voltei e sim, tinha gasto 10 reais e só tinha um lead. Eu falei, caralho, que porra é essa? Aí eu fui ver, o link tava com o link do Instagram da Seed. Ainda bem que foi 10 conto.
Hello Letícia, how are you? How are you feeling today? Excited for the holiday tomorrow? Remember to buy fish, no meat. Hey Vitória, Samuel, Márcia, how are you guys doing? In a few minutes we are gonna start our 5th class of these webinars, intermediate course. Let's wait for some people to enter, okay? That's good to hear, Letícia. So let's wait just 2 minutes so we can start. Today we're gonna talk about advice. Hey Marna, good? I'm doing good, Letícia. I'm feeling nice, feeling good. Did you guys do the homework? Do you remember to do the homework or are you guys forgetting? In a couple of minutes we're gonna start. How are you doing, Isis? Good? Let me drink some water. Get my voice ready because today we're gonna speak a lot. And this picture, Samuel, is this your dog, Samuel? That's true, Maria Clara, no holiday in quarantine. But remember to eat fish tomorrow, no meat. Do you guys believe in this or you don't mind? Hi Stephanie, Louise. So guys, today we are going to start talking about advice. And I want to know, is anybody here a psychologist? Do you know a psychologist? Are you good giving advice, giving tips for your friends? What do you think? Nice dog, Samuel. So if you're a psychologist or a psychologist with your friends, with your family, today you're gonna help us a lot, okay? So let's start. Guys, let me share my screen with you so you guys can see the presentation here. When we're talking about giving advice, where normally the person has a problem and we give a suggestion for the person, for the problem, or we give advice for this person. Normally people use should, right? So the most common example to give advice is to say should. But today we are going to learn different ways to give advice, to make your English more sophisticated. Né? So you don't always say, you should do this, you shouldn't do this. Kaye, what are different ways we can give advice? Today we are gonna learn. Before we start, I always like to test you guys first to see your knowledge on the grammar, on the topic. So how would you guys complete number 1 and number 2? How would you give this advice? You, to leave as soon as you can. Would you guys say you must to leave, you could to leave, you ought to leave, or you should to leave? So 1, guys, A, B, or C? Comment for me 1A, 1B, 1C, or 1D. And at the bottom, number 2, which one would you guys use? They fix that broken traffic signal. They have fix, they ought fix, they try fix, or they must fix. How would you guys give this opinion? Tell us. Hookie, shout out to Hookie. Hello Hookie, the dog. I have a dog, his name is Chaves. It's a beagle. Let's see. So the first one, Samuel said, you should to leave. Leticia thinks it's D. Patricia should. All right. Good. Tailani D. And Samuel thinks number 2 is must. Guys, in the first example, 1, the correct answer is you ought to leave as soon as you can. So number 1, letter C. You're gonna learn today how to use ought, how to use should. But the answer is because here we have a to, we have an infinitive. So we don't use should with infinitive. And number 2, the correct answer is must, like an obligation. It's an advice, but it's an obligation. They must fix that broken traffic signal. It's a stronger advice, okay? Let's continue. Now, 2 more questions. The first one, the third question. How about sending them some flowers? How must sending? How try sending? Or how should sending? What do you guys think? Number 3, A, B, C, or D? Beagle is a nice dog. It's a crazy dog. It's a little devil too. Don't stop. Maria Clara and Samuel. Ought is should. The same thing, okay? Ought and should, same thing. It's an advice that you're giving. Just the structure, how you use, is different, okay? And number 4, guys. Try made, try must, try making, or try make your own lunch instead of buying it. What do you guys think? A, B, C, or D? So number 4, A, B, C, or D? Marcia says A, how about? Good. Number 3, you guys got, right? So number 3, how about? Perfect. And number 4, what do you guys think? Ah, Samuel, it's a new word for you. It's a little more formal, ought, but it's the same thing as should. And number 4, guys, try. Leticia, number 3 is how about, okay? And number 4, try making your own lunch, okay? So number 4, try making, letter C for number 4. So today, guys, now we're gonna learn how to give advice. The first way we can learn to give advice is by talking about modals verbs, all right? So we can use modals to give advice. Think with me. Let's imagine this situation that happened with me. So I have a girlfriend, okay? I have a girlfriend. But one day, my best friend, I always dreamed of going to Barretão. And one day, my friend says, Kai, it's my birthday. I made some extra money, and I'm gonna pay for you to go to Barretos with me. And I say, no, good idea, nice. You're gonna pay for me? I'll go to Barretos with you. And then I remember, no, I have a girlfriend. I don't have money to pay for my girlfriend. I don't have money to pay for me. But my friend is paying for me to go to Barretos with him. In your opinion, guys, what do you think? Should I stay or should I go? What do you think? You should go with your friend, or you shouldn't go with your friend, or you should speak with your girlfriend. In your opinion, guys, what's the correct thing for me to do? What's your advice for me? Go to Barretos or don't go to Barretos? Don't worry, Samuel, you're gonna learn. We're talking about advice, and now you're gonna get it. What do you think? I should go to Barretos or I shouldn't go to Barretos? What's your opinion, guys? Let's see what you guys think. Don't worry, Samuel. This is not a difficult grammar, okay? It's a grammar that it's easy to understand. When we practice, you're gonna understand more. But we're talking about giving advice to our friends, to our family, okay? Conselhos in general. You should stay with her, Samuel. It's Barretos, man. My dream is to go to Barretos. Francis says, you should stay. You should go. All right. So I like Francis' answer. Okay, I'm going to go with Francis' answer. You should go to Barretos. So guys, let's analyze the sentence here. In this situation, you are giving an advice for me that I should go to Barretos. In this situation, what is the modal verb? I have the modal verb should. Should is a model to give advice. Caê, I think you should go to Barretos. And when I look at the verb here, my verb is in the past, future, or in the base form. Remember, guys, when I use a modal verb, I'm going to use the verb in the base form. So I say, you should go to Barretos. Base form of the verb. Now, I have here some people saying that I shouldn't go, right? Tu não nasceu grudado nela, like say my mom. I agree with Tailani. I think you should go to Barretos, but talk to your girlfriend first and check if she's okay with it. I like Joyce's idea. So Joyce thinks I should speak with my girlfriend before I go, right? And then I have the other situation. In the negative, I can say you shouldn't go to Barretos. So here I can add not to make a negative, all right? You shouldn't go to Barretos. But now, guys, a different way for me to say this sentence is using ought to. So, Caê, you ought to go to Barretos. This is the same idea. I'm talking about the same thing that you guys said at the top. You ought not to go to Barretos. All right? So here I have the affirmative, right? Ought. It's a modal verb. And here in the negative, ought not. Now, what's the difference of should and what's the difference of ought? When I have my verb go, as you can see, I'm going to use go with to in the infinitive. All right? So I use to go to Barretos. In this situation, I'm going to use the infinitive. With should, I'm going to use the base form. But the idea is equal. Okay, guys? It's the same thing. The same expression. Now, let's imagine that you think that you want to give a strong advice. So let's imagine you say, Caê, Barretos, the best party in the world, and your friend is paying for you, your best friend is paying for you. So a strong advice, you had better go to Barretos. So this is a different way to talk about advice. You guys can use you had better to give a strong advice. And as you can see, here I'm using it in the base form. Okay, guys? So, should and not, small advice, weak advice, had better, it's a strong advice. Okay? So, this is the situation. In this situation, should and ought to, the one that's more formal would be ought to. Okay? The one that's more common is should. I'm not gonna lie to you. Ought to is not common like should, but it's the same idea. You can use the to. Alright? Had better is a stronger advice. And you can use the contraction, you'd better go. So you can also contract here the had, all right? You'd better go to Barretos. Had better, Tailani. Had better, we have should, right? So should is like você deve ir. When you use had better, it's like você tem que ir. So should is like você deve ir. And had better is like, você tem que ir. Tá maluco? Alright? So, that's the situation of had better. Alright, guys? So, let's practice now. Let's see if you guys are getting this down. So, guys, for number one here, I want you to complete for me A, B, or C. Dave loves chocolate, but he should eat not, shouldn't eat, or he should eat too much, or he will get fat. What do you guys think? 1, A, B, or C? Yeah, formal one. We don't have like a formal translation for this. Okay? Tá maluco? So guys, number one, what do you think? A, B, or C? 1B. Dave loves chocolate, but he shouldn't eat too much chocolate. All right? Perfect. Number 2, guys, the airline only permits 2 pieces of luggage, bags. You had not better, you better not, or you had better not pack too much, or you will have to take it at the airport. What do you guys think? Had not better, better not, or you had better not? What do you think? 2, A, B, or C in this situation? So, very good. Gabriela, Luiz, Edmilson, Thaís, Joyce, you guys are getting it. Good job. That's really good. 2C, you better not. Yes, this is a warning not to do something. One more to finish this part, okay? So number 5, I'm going to visit your country. Where should I go? Where ought to I go? Or where I should go if I want to go shopping? Number 5, what do you think? Where? 5 is easy, guys. It's a question. You just invert. What do you think? Number 5 is letter A, B, or C for number 5. Everybody's guessing correct. That's good to see. Where should I go? Marcia, you're on a roll. Good. So number 5 here. Tailani. We have to use the modal should before the subject. Okay? When we make a question, we say, where should subject I go? For example, where can I go? Not where I can go. Okay? We use the modal subject after. Alright? Perfect, guys. Now the time has come. I have some problems here. I'm gonna count with the help of my friend Igor. He's gonna help me here. So here, guys, I have some problems that I'm having. Igor is gonna pick these problems, give to me aleatory problems, random problems, and you guys are gonna give me advice, okay? You can say you should, you ought to, you shouldn't. So now it's my problems and you're the psychologist. Going on. So the first problem, what does it say here? My friends are coming to dinner and I can't cook. So guys, my friends are coming to my house to have lunch and I can't cook. What should I do? What do you guys think I should do? Give me some advice. Okay, Tailani, you thought right and clicked wrong. This happens a lot, right? So this is the problem here. My friends are coming to eat in my house and I can't cook. What should I do? What do you guys think I should do? Let's see their Wow, what happened with the camera there? So give me some advice for me to learn how to cook. iFood, order takeout food. What do you guys think that I should do in this situation? Any ideas? You should buy food, iFood. You should buy some food by apps like Uber Eats, iFood. Good. Tell them to bring some food. I like Marcia's. Marcia's idea is good. You save money, right? Ask them to bring food. Very good. Let's go to the next. You go.
Let's go.
Next problem. Nossa, this one is polemic, guys. What should I do? I have fallen in love with my best friend's girlfriend. So I fell in love with my best friend's girlfriend. What do I do in this situation, guys? I'm in love with the girlfriend of my best friend. What do you guys think I should do? Should I speak with him? Should I find another girlfriend? Kae, forget this girl. What do you guys think that I should do in this situation? This is a situation more delicate than the food, right? As you guys can see. You should pay 2 pizzas. Pif Puffy pizzas, né? I'm gonna order get Pif Puffy and order. Unae, oh my God, oxi. So Samuel and Unae, what do I do? Help me, guys. In this case here, what should I do? What do you guys think I should do? You need to talk with your girlfriend first. Run. You should forget this girl. Do nothing, right? Sit and cry. Listen to Pablo, Marília Mendonça, and just cry. One more problem. Let's see. Let's go again. You had better tell your girlfriend first. You should get away. That's a big problem. Good. Guys, the last one. I want to buy a pet. What pet should I buy? So a pet, an animal, a domestic animal. I want to buy one. What animal should I buy? Do you guys think I should buy a dog, a hamster, a fish, a cat? A cat, no, because I have allergies to cats. You should find a new girlfriend. You should think too much about that situation and your feelings. Good. Francis, in this case, you can say you should think more. Because when you say too much, it's more than sufficient. So you think I should think more, right? Not less. So what do you guys think? What animal should I buy in this case? You should get away. That's a big problem. Guys, these are just examples, okay? Don't think I fell in love with my best friend's girlfriend. My best friend doesn't have a girlfriend, actually. You should adopt a dog. You should buy a tartaruga, a turtle, right? You should buy a little fish. They are beautiful. Fish are nice. Good. Turtle. Nice. You should buy a dog and a fish. Nice, guys. Thank you very, very much for this help. But now, let's continue the situation, all right? So now, a different way that we can give some advice is putting yourself in my place, okay? So last class, we talked about conditionals, né? If I were you, if I won the lottery. For suggestions, we can use the same situation. So what can you do? Put yourself in my place. So let's imagine that you think I should buy a dog, right? So you can say, Kae, if I were you, comma, I would buy a dog. So here we have a different way to give a suggestion, but now you are putting yourself in my place, okay? So you can say, Kae, if I were you, I would buy a dog. This is a different situation. As you can see here, we are using what? We are using the second conditional. Remember the second conditional? On Tuesday, we learned about this. So a different way is to put you in my place. Kae, if I were you, I would buy a dog. This is also a different way. Ought, yes. Gabriela, the pronunciation of ought is ought. And when you put the infinitive, you're gonna link, connect ought into. So you don't say you ought to. You're gonna say you ought to. All right, you can connect. Some people say oughta. You oughta do this. So you can say you ought to or you oughta do this. You can use the two examples. All right. So guys, no problems here in putting yourself in my shoes, in my place. If I were you, I would buy a dog. So if someone is asking for advice, someone is asking you for their advice, you can imagine yourself in the person's position. What I would do in this situation. So you can say, if I were you, I would travel more. Okay? So now guys, you guys are gonna guess what's my problem. In this situation, I'm gonna imagine that you have a problem and me, Kae, I'm the psychologist. Okay, so now I'm the psychologist and I'm gonna help you with your problems. The difference is I know your problem. You have to guess, adivinhar, what problem you have. Okay, so let's try now. The first problem you have, all right? Listen, if I were you, I would enter the gym. If I were you, I would stop eating iFood. If I were you, I would eat healthier food. If I were you, I would close your mouth. What is the problem that you have, guys? What kind of advice do you guys think I'm giving you? Oh, if I were you, I would stop eating iFood. I would go to the gym. I would close my mouth. So if I were you, I would start running. What problem do you guys think you're having that you need my help here, guys? Think about it. Easy one. You're welcome, Gabriela. A rooster, Edmilson. Now that I saw a rooster, my problem is obesity, right? So obesity. Am I overweight? Yes, Gabriela. You want to lose weight. Very good, guys. So this is your problem. You want to lose weight. Okay, the next one. Oh, if I were you, I would eat a candy every time you want to do this. If I were you, I would chew gum, babalu, every time you want to do this. If I were you, I would use a sticker on your body, okay? If I were you, I would speak with a psychologist. Maybe she can help you stop doing this. So what do you guys think is your problem? Very good, Samuel. I'm a little bit overweight. Leticia, this is my problem. You are correct. Leticia, quarantine. Look my face. My face is swollen, right? It's big. I'm eating so much. So I'm eating a lot. Good, Unae. So what's the problem, guys? You want to stop smoking, right? The next one, the next advice. So if I were you, I would watch Kae's lives 10 o'clock at night. If I were you, I would study more grammar and pronunciation. If I were you, I would watch Netflix in English. If I were you, I would read an English book every day at night. So what is something that you want to do? What is something that you want to improve? Guys, what do you think? Samuel is having problems with cigarettes. Difficult problem, right, Samuel? Listen to my advice. I need to stop smoking. Very good, Patricia. Cigarettes, Gabriela, good. And the next problem, guys. Very good, perfect. You guys are... I'm good with advice. It's because of this, because you guys are doing very good. So you want to learn English. You want to improve your English, right? The next one, the last one. This one goes for Samuel, Unae. Who else? For all of you there, let's see. If I were you, I would go to more parties. If I were you, I would look for a different person. If I were you, I would spend more time with your friends and your family so you can forget this person. And if I were you, drink a beer, relax, and let the time pass, because then you're gonna feel good. So what's the problem you had? This one is a big problem. So if I were you, I would go out, go to parties, speak with your friends, try to find another person. What do you guys think the problem is? Guys, let me know. Supera. Supera, Tailani. Get over it. Okay, you can say get over it. Get over it. Very good. So I think Tailani, she got the idea. Your girlfriend or your boyfriend broke up with you. Alright? I want to be happy. Término de namoro. Good, Letícia. The relationship is over. Cilada, Bino. Right? Guys, the last thing I'm going to teach you guys today on how to give advice. So we learned should, we learned ought to, we learned had better. We can put you in my place, right? If I were you. And the last one that we can do is make the person reflect. So we can make the person think about this situation, right? So we can do this by using a question. Let me use the example of the dog again, all right? So we can say, Kae, why don't you get a dog? In this situation, I'm giving advice for the person to think, for the person to reflect. Why don't you get a dog? We can use a question, a WH question, to give an advice. Another question that we can use is like you saw in the first exercise. How about getting a dog? Right? So we can also use how about getting a dog. So we can use questions to give advice as well. You're not asking the person. You're giving a suggestion. You're giving an advice for this person, all right? Now, what's the difference when I use why don't you and when I use how about? Let's see. So why don't you, guys? Why don't you? My verb is in the past, present, future, gerund, infinitive. What do I have here? I'm going to use the simple present, right? So I'm going to use the base form of the verb in the present. Now, when I use how about, it's important to see that here I'm going to use ing. When I use ing, what is this? This is the gerund of the verb, okay? So why don't you? Base form. How about? Gerund, okay? Why don't you get a dog? How about getting a dog? So these are different ways as well that we can use to give suggestion. So to make an advice less direct, we can use a question to make the person consider, think about this situation, okay? For example, why don't you do more exercise? How about doing more exercise. So these are two different ways that a question can be a suggestion. All right, guys, any questions about this grammar before we go to the next practice here? Any questions? Let me know. Now, guys, I want to know you guys, what problems are you having with this quarantine? So with this lockdown, now we're here 1 month, 2 months inside our house. We can't go out. We go to the bank. We have lines that are full. Sometimes the food finishes in our house. We go to the supermarket. We're like, what's going on? So I want you to tell me in the comments now what problems you are having in this quarantine, guys. What type of problems are you having in your house, with your family, at your job? Tell us now, because we're gonna help each other with these problems, okay? So tell me, guys, what problems are you having? How about pronoun? Yes, Tailani, you can use pronouns, right? So you can say, for example, how about you going to the gym twice a week, right? But it's better to use just the gerund after. How about going to the gym twice a week? But you can say as well, all right? How about you go to the gym, buy something, some equipment to work out at your house, okay? But the best way is gerund. How about going to the gym? So Marcia, she has a problem. She's eating a lot. Samuel needs to cut his hair, okay? So guys, let's get here Samuel's problem first, after we see Marcia's problem. Guys, I want you guys to help Samuel, give some suggestions for Samuel, because he needs to cut his hair. The barber shop is closed. What can Samuel do to cut his hair? Or to use a hat? What do you think? How about Samuel? Why don't you buy a nice cap, a nice hat? Use the hat for now. If I were you, I would buy what can we say? A machine that you can cut your hair in your house, all right? And my advice would be looking for a barber that goes to your house. So you pass some alcohol, wash the hands, right? And he can cut your hair in your house. So, Adriele, you miss going to the university, no lie. Wow. So guys, let's give some advice now for Patricia. I need to cut my hair urgently. Gabriela said, Samuel should use the machine, that machine to cut your hair, right? Francis is turning someone sedentary. So guys, let's give advice to each other. For example, Marcia, Joyce, they said that they're eating a lot. They're eating too much. So in your opinion, what do you think that Marcia and Patricia, that they should do because they're eating too much? Leticia as well. Leticia, I have a lot of problems, but the first one is eating too much in this quarantine. Yeah, Leticia said you can cut your hair at home, Samuel. Why don't you cut your hair at home? Probably I will cut my hair. Louise, guys, Louise has a good problem. Let's help Louise with her brother. So guys, let's help Louise Acasio with her brother. Louise, she's fighting a lot with her brother, discussing with her brother a lot. How can she stop the discussion, the fights at home? What do you think Louise should do? Lou, I think if I were you, I would do some meditation, go to your room, relax, all right? And try to forget your brother a little. Don't stress on him, all right? Samuel, if I were you, I wouldn't cut it myself. What did Joyce say? Nice. If I were you, I would practice exercise at home. So Leticia said, practice some exercise at your house, right? There's a lot of things you can do in your house to work out as well. Gabriela, give your brother some work. Luisi, why don't you give your brother some work to do? Right? He has nothing to do that he's fighting with you all the time. This sentence is for me, but I practice. Marcia should eat healthy food. So Marcia and Joyce, Gabriela said you can continue eating a lot, but try to eat some healthy food from now on, all right? Why don't you ignore your brother? Very good. Let's see the other problems. Now, guys, we have a problem here of Adriele. So Adriele, believe it or not, she misses going to university. I thought I wouldn't hear this. A lot of people are just relaxing at home, vacation. Give some suggestions for Adriele so she can not miss the university anymore. What do you guys think that Adriele should do? Adriele, I think you should maybe take as many courses as you can. Like now, you're doing the English course intermediate. This is something very, very positive. But why don't you look for more options? There's a lot of free courses that people are giving during this quarantine. And maybe taking the course, you're gonna feel like you're studying more, you're at the university, right? Take some distant courses as well. Watch my lives 10 o'clock at Seed Idiomas Instagram so you can occupy your time. Tailani misses university too. It's like we only miss the things that we lose, right? After we lose, we miss. I remember always complaining, university. And now that I'm not going, it's like I want to finish already, right? I want to go. I miss the university. Juliano, how about to watch series? Good advice, Juliano. Juliano, when we use how about, remember, so when we're suggesting with a question, we have to use the gerund of the verb. So how about watching series, okay? So change to watch, you put ing. How about watching series? You should do something that makes you happy. Okay, Samuel? Good advice for Adriele. Really good advice. But remember, should I use with the base form? You should do something that makes you happy. All right? She should talk with her colleagues and make some courses online. Yes, make some groups, share ideas. I need to work to pay my life in the university. So you don't have that much time, né, Tailani? Guys, so today we are coming to an end, all right? That was our class of suggestions. So remember, we learned to give suggestions using should, right? So should play. We used ought to, so you ought to play. It's the same thing as should. You'd better, né? You had better, you'd better. We also learned to change positions with the person. If I were you, I would do this. And you can also make a question. Why don't you? Or how about? All right? The correct one, Tailani, is life. I need to work to pay my life in the university. All right? Or my living. You can say living because you're talking about your house, where you live, the food you eat. You can also use living. Guys, any questions for today? Thank you very, very much for everybody that participated. Juliano, Letícia, Tailane, Samuel, Gabriela, Luíse, Unae, everybody. Thank you so much. You guys are really making these classes awesome. I'm really enjoying. Next week, we are back here with one more grammar for you guys to practice, okay? Any questions, you can comment now on the group. I'm happy to get your doubts. And also on Telegram. So you guys can also go to the Telegram to ask any questions that you have. The homework I'm gonna post on Telegram for you guys. Remember, guys, you also have to practice outside of the class. So it's important to watch me Tuesday and Thursday. I help you guys, but the practice at home makes a big difference, okay, guys? So practice very, very much. And I hope you guys enjoy this. Thank you very, very much. I'll send the links for exercises. Edmilson, go to our Telegram, because there I'm gonna share the PowerPoint that I used, this material, and I'm also gonna share the homework. If you don't have the Telegram link, wait here in the group, because I'm gonna comment for you the Telegram group, okay? So you can enter Telegram. Tailani, I'm gonna send here in the comments, I'll send you guys the link for Telegram, all right? No problem. You've been a nice teacher to us. Thanks, Samuel. You're doing really good, Samuel. Every day Samuel is here. This is awesome. Guys, 10 o'clock, @Seed Idiomas on Instagram. Me and Ty, American, he's in the USA, and we're doing lives. Today we're gonna talk about iconic people like Martin Luther King, Frida Kahlo, Mahatma Gandhi. So it's gonna be really, really nice. Today from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. All right?